Welcome back to another episode of Purpose. I'm your host, Corie Clark. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm excited to be back this week with some more helpful tips to really help you step into your purpose. The last few weeks have been amazing, and the feedback, I've just loved every message I've gotten. So thank you guys so much. You know, this is why I do what I do. This is why I have the podcast, is to help inspire you to fully step into your purpose. And if that means you need to simplify your life and get some stuff out of it, or some stuff out of your schedule so that you can have more freedom to live your purpose, or if that means, you know, you've already done that and now you are stepping into your purpose and you're building a business and you're furthering the kingdom, you know, whatever that looks like for you, that is what I want to help you do. And so I just want to thank you guys. Thank you so much to my loyal listeners, and, you know, every DM, every email, everything that I get from you guys, I read it and I cherish it. And you are why I do what I do. So yeah, let's dive in. I mean, this is going to be a little quick episode, because I feel like in this world right now, we're so distracted, right? I mean, I don't have to tell you that. I know you already know that. We're distracted by so many things, but I think a lot of times we don't realize what some of those distractions are, and we need a little reminder. And so I just have 5 quick, easy tips to help you overcome those distractions, because when you are walking in your purpose and you are being obedient to what God has asked you to do, the enemy loves to distract you. And a lot of times he'll distract you with good things, with things that aren't necessarily, you know, bad or evil. We're busy doing things that look good. You know, they look good to others, or maybe they make us feel good, but are they really what God wants us doing? So, you know, back when I was before I even wrote the Simplicity Project, actually, I sat down and was just like, you know what, I've got to get rid of some of these distractions. And this is what I did to get rid of them, because when you need to be focusing on your dreams and your goals and those desires that God has given you, then you have to be intentional about eliminating these distractions that will come after you. And they come after all of us. This does not mean, you know, you're worse off or you're unorganized or any of that. That's not what this is about at all. This is just about figuring out what those distractions are and eliminating them, or at least being proactive and aware and knowing when it's a distraction and when you need to get rid of it, right? And so the first one, my first tip is for you to make a list of what needs to be done. Okay. And you guys know I talk about this all the time. You know, do a brain dump. I have a brain dump in the Purposeful Planner. I have brain dumps like everywhere. Because when we have it all in our mind, we end up forgetting stuff, right? And we don't really know what we got to do, and we end up getting distracted. And then later down the road, we're like, oh shoot, I was supposed to do that, right? So for me, when I do a brain dump, like, I'm not only doing it for my business, I'm doing it like, what needs to get done around the house, and what am I supposed to be doing, you know, with the kids this week, and what do I need to get at the grocery store, whatever it is, anything and everything. I just do a huge brain dump so that I make sure I know like what I need to be spending my time on and can start tackling those things. And then when I know I'm caught up on that kind of stuff, I don't feel guilty about when I am working on, you know, my dream or my goals. And so especially like for those of you that are like in the thick of it with your kids and you feel like you don't have the capacity to pursue your dreams, but you know it's there and you want to, I think this is like one of the best things you can do, because if you know you're getting the things done that you have to, kind of like we talked about a couple weeks ago, being faithful with what God has put in your hands. So if you know you're being faithful with that, then you're not going to feel guilty about working on this new dream or new goal or a side hustle. Okay, number 2 is to be prepared. So know what needs to be done and when it needs to be done, right? So if you have this dream in your heart and you have this little business you're growing or something new that you're pursuing that God put there, you can't just pretend that nothing else in the world matters anymore, right? You are always going to have laundry to do. The kids are going to need to be fed every night. Maybe the kids have soccer practice or you have church. Like, know what things have to be done and when they have to be done so that you don't end up being distracted and missing those things, right? And feeling like frazzled at the end of the day because you totally forgot, about soccer practice, or you forgot to pull meat out of the freezer, like whatever it is, be prepared. And, if this means that you sit down on Sunday night and look at the week and make a quick weekly plan, this doesn't have to be insane and detailed down to the minute, but be prepared for the week. If that means you sit down with your husband and your kids and, you just kind of touch base, like, here's what we're going to eat every night this week. Here's who has practice this night. Here's what night you have youth group, whatever that is. Like, it does not take long to sit down and be prepared, because then, if you get tempted to, turn on Netflix or something, if you have your schedule in front of you, you don't really have that time to waste. And it's going to help you to avoid those distractions and be more aware of them. Number 3 is to be 90% perfect. So I've shared with you guys on the podcast before, in blog posts, I'm sure on Instagram too, and it's one of my favorite quotes, and it's by John Acuff, and it's in one of his books, and I can't remember which one. It's either in, I think it might be in Start, but anyways, the quote says basically that 90% perfect and shared with the world changes more lives than 100% perfect and stuck in your head. And so one thing I realized, back before I even wrote the Simplicity Project, was I am a perfectionist, and I was holding on to all of these thoughts and ideas and trying to perfect them before I actually shared them. And when I started just doing the messy work and putting it out there, it helped me to move past some of the other things like fear and, being scared of what people might think of me, or, how is this going to turn out? When you can commit to just doing things a little less than perfect and just getting them out there, it's going to help you in the long run, because every time you do it, you're going to get a little bit better at it and a little bit better at it. So don't let the distraction of perfectionism keep you from following your dreams or pursuing your purpose, right? Because perfectionism is a distraction. It will keep you from doing what God's called you to do. And He never asked you to do it perfect. No one's perfect. Okay? No one is perfect except for Him. So if He's asked you to do something, just do it, and you will learn how to get better at it. And so the more you can start to practice this, even if it's just the little things, just do it a little messy. Just do it a little bit less than perfect and watch what will happen. And you'll start to get clarity too on what your next steps should be. Okay, number 4 is get up early. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Just get up early. Now, you don't have to be crazy and get up like at 4 or 5. And make sure you're going to bed at a decent time as well, or that's going to defeat the purpose of getting up early. But when you get up early, even if it's just like 30 minutes earlier or an hour earlier, when you get up earlier, you're going to have less distractions. I promise. It's going to be, even if your kids, for me, my kids are grown. I don't have to take care of my kids in the morning anymore. They know how to get themselves up and fed and out the door to do whatever they need to do. But I still have less distractions if I get up early in the morning. So I have less distractions when I have my time with God in the morning, when I'm getting my work day started. There are guaranteed less distractions at 5, 6, even 7 in the morning than there will be at like 1 in the afternoon. So if you are not doing this, if you're just getting up at the same time every day and it's like right when your kids get up or right when you got to start working, give yourself some more time. Start with a half hour if you have to, but your body will get used to it. I wake up at the same time pretty much every day, whether I have an alarm set or not, because my body's so used to it. And we try to go to bed at the same time every night as well. So, that's a whole nother subject. But if you start getting up 30 minutes earlier, an hour earlier, you are going to have so much more focused time to get the things done that you need to get done. So spend your time with God in the morning. Give yourself time to pray, read your Bible, and then get some focused work done before the distractions of the day start coming at you, right? Because we know once it starts, like it really doesn't stop till you go to bed. Okay, number 5 is be intentional with your time. This is so important, okay? You have to tell your time where to go. It's like having a budget for your finances. It's like you have a budget for your time. You get to tell your time where to go and tell your time what to do. Some things that are even beneficial can ultimately turn into time wasters, right? So think about like going online for work or for going on social media, those things can turn into time wasters, even though it's something that you need to do and it's something that can benefit you or your business. It can still end up wasting your time. Even rest and relaxation, it can turn into a time waster. So these are things that maybe we do need to do and we do need to schedule them into our lives, but we need to do that. We need to schedule them. We need to be intentional with them and set a time limit for them. So if you're someone that easily gets distracted like me, I'll sit down to check my emails. And if I don't set a timer, I'll be checking my emails forever. I've got an inbox that desperately needs to be cleaned out, but I'm not going to waste my time doing that right now. Okay. I have more pressing, important things to do. So I'll set a timer for 15, 20 minutes, make sure emails that need to be answered are being answered, getting things done in my inbox, and then I'm done. And I close that tab until another time during the day. So if you are not in the habit of being able to like compartmentalize those parts of your day, like logging in and logging off, set a timer, and it's going to help keep you on track so that you can be more intentional and like really get the important stuff done in your day. You get to be the boss of your day and of your time. And so it's up to you to set those intentions and create that schedule, right? You can't blame it on anybody else. If you waste time, it's your own fault. It's no one else's fault, right? So make sure that you are being intentional with every moment that you have, okay? Our time on this earth is way too short to waste our days scrolling the internet, watching Netflix, whatever it is that you end up wasting time on. And listen, if time management is something that you struggle with personally, I have a training. It's called Being Intentional with Your Time. And it's where I actually did this training inside of my membership, but I pulled it out and I have it available. It's basically a bonus if you get my Purposeful Brand bundle, but it teaches you how to get your time back, how to fill your schedule with the things that matter. It gives you worksheets and, it's a great quick training to really help you get control of your time. So it's one of the bonuses in that bundle. That bundle has like over $1,000 worth of, trainings and tools and templates and all kinds of things to help you if you're trying to grow a brand or a business that's aligned with God's purpose for your life. It's an extremely minimal investment. In fact, like the time masterclass alone is worth the investment. So I will put a link to that in the show notes because I really want to help you guys get a hold of your time and to really learn how to manage it well and be intentional with it. So there's a link to that bundle in the show notes for you. So, all right, let's wrap these up with a quick little recap of what we went through. Number one, make a list of what needs to be done. Okay. Do a brain dump. Number two, be prepared. Know what's coming this coming week. Know what's coming this month. Know what needs to happen and when it needs to happen. Number three, be 90% perfect. Stop letting perfectionism steal your purpose. Number four, get up early. And number five, be intentional with your time. Okay. I hope these tips helped you. I hope they help you stop letting the enemy steal what you are supposed to be doing by putting distractions in your way, and help you to notice those distractions and eliminate them as soon as you see them. So remember, this is the last week to get your free audiobook, ebook, PDF of the Simplicity Project. So when you pre-order by August 8th, you'll get those bonuses as well. And actually, I'm getting my author copies today. I'm so excited. So those are going out to my launch team right away. And then if you pre-ordered, yours will be going out hopefully by the end of the week, actually. So we were supposed to start shipping next week, but I'm going to get them out to all the people who were proactive and pre-ordered. So you can go to simplicityprojectbook.com to get yours. And I have a link for that in the show notes as well. All you have to pay is your shipping and handling. And, it's a killer deal. So we're also going to be going through the 28-day Simplicity Challenge as a group. So if you have purchased the Simplicity Project, you would have gotten an email inviting you into our private community. If you haven't, you can shoot us an email and we'll help you out. But when you purchase the new updated version of the Simplicity Project, you will get invited into our private community, and we are going through the 28-day challenge that's at the end of the book together as a community. So it's a great way to finish off the summer and kick off the school year. We're not going to be starting that for a couple more weeks, so you have time to get your book ordered now and get it and start going through it, and then we'll go through that challenge together. So I just honestly want to help more women simplify their lives so that they can fully step into everything that God has called them to. So, all right, you guys, that's it for today. Make sure that you are subscribed to the show and that you rate it and leave a review. I will be back next week, and I'm going to do a deep dive into how to win your battle with chaos and clutter so that you can live a life of purpose. All right, you guys, I will see you next week on Purpose.